Професоре Сарианидис, какво е вашето мислење? Дали водите на Скопје и на Атина се сега поблиску до решавање на прашањето за името?
I believe that we have better opportunities in order to come up with a good solution for both parties compared to the situation that existed 2 years ago or 5 years ago or something like this. You see, there is, I would rather say, a better attitude towards Zaev government, not only by Greece, but overall concerning European Union or even NATO or United States. It seems that there is a window of opportunity with Zaev's government, an opportunity that has nothing to do only with the problems between Athens and Skopje, but also the role of our neighbors in Southeast Balkan, in Southeast Europe and Western Balkan, but also overall in the European Union and NATO. So I believe that it should be regarded as a new starting point and a good opportunity to resolve issues between Skopje and Athens and issues between Skopje and other neighbors in Southeast Europe.
Според вас, кое би можело да биде решението на проблемот?
The possible solution, you have picked your words very carefully. A possible solution could be a solution that would be a compromise as far as the name issue, and at the same time it would provide for guarantees that there are no irredentist claims or there are no claims towards historic events or symbols. I believe that the Greek part would be satisfied with an agreement, an overall agreement that would define the origin of the people in the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, and that would, for example, provide for an assurance that there are no, let us say, connection with the Greek understanding of history.
Можно ли решавање на спорот за разликите за името без да се навлегува во прашањата кои Скопје ги смета за идентитетски, како јазикот и нацијата?
I believe that when it comes to Greece, when it comes to the feelings of the Greek people, the issue of the identity and the name are issues that are interconnected. What I'm saying is that your identity actually defines your name, and your name shows your identity. So either you have a name with a proper identity or vice versa. So if the issue of identity can be resolved satisfactorily, I believe that there won't be any, let us say, problems or disputes between the two countries. Overall, I believe that both countries should cooperate, and it is my strong conviction that both countries have common interests, more interests compared to the kind of the interests that combine your country with Albania or Bulgaria or Serbia. I can imagine of a kind of a relationship that could provide for Greece an extension to Central Europe, and I believe that your country can play an important role as a bridge for Greece towards Central Europe.
Според вас, спремно ли е грчкото општество да прифати компромис?
That's one important question and very critical. And unfortunately, as in many countries, not only in Greece, issues concerning foreign policy are issues that are being exploited in the domestic politics and are used in order to, let us say, manipulate public opinion. This is a problem also in Greece, and I believe that people are not well informed from one point of view, and second, they are very suspicious towards politicians. Now, they believe that politicians are not doing their job well, so that this kind of negotiation or the good offices provided by Matthew Nimitz and the United Nations Special Representative are not going to be, you know, the kind of the process that would provide for a just and let us say a solution that will be sustainable. So, in my opinion, we should care more, both in my country and in your country, informing people about the real causes of the dispute, and plus about the real opportunities for both people in order to come up with a good solution that would look at the future and not at the past. So I believe that people in Greece should be more informed, well informed, concerning not only the name, because you know the name is on the top of the iceberg, is the tip of the iceberg. Behind the surface of the sea, you can see the whole iceberg, and there are the issues that are, let us say, important for the Greek people, such as the issue of identity, the issue of mechanisms that cultivate and develop irredentist claims, and so on.
Докаде според вас е подготвена да оди владата на Ципрас во решавањето на проблемот за името?
The thing is that we have two governments that are not in a very powerful position in the domestic politics. What I'm saying is that they are forming coalitions. So there is a coalition in Athens and there is a coalition in Skopje. The question is whether these coalitions can stand an agreement. And in my opinion, they both have problems. And they both play, you know, the chicken game. They use a referendum or they use protestations and demonstrations of the people as a pretext in order to harden or easier their stance and the negotiations. So I believe that this kind of diplomacy is a kind of a diplomacy that reveals the strengths and the weaknesses of both governments, of both coalitions. I believe that there is will, and I'm sure that just like Zaev's government, same thing, Tsipras government would like to register one, let us say, national success by entering or entertaining a kind of a solution that would be a viable one, a good one, satisfying the main points that are important for the Greek people. But at the same time, there is a lot of distance to come up with between what I want and what I can. And I believe that this is the major issue. And I believe that we can and we should we should create a kind of uniform stance, a kind of a common ground for Greek politicians, for Greek political parties from one point of view, and from the other point of view in your country, you should also form a kind of a minimum of agreement between political parties also in Skopje, because you're gonna face sooner or later problems regarding any kind of an agreement, a good or a bad one. Because as in Greece or in Turkey or in Albania or Bulgaria, the parliament in Skopje will have to go through this kind of debate between political parties. And then we're gonna have, you know, the kind of the game that they play, the blame game. It's your fault, it's not my fault. It's a good agreement, no, it's a bad agreement, and so on. The question is, who's gonna lose? And who's gonna take the gain, assuming that we not actually come up with a good solution.